Welcome to The Word with Wiggy. On today's episode, we discuss the beginning of the Sermon on the Mount, the Beatitudes. The Beatitudes explain to us how kingdom citizens should act and look. We would also like to dedicate this episode to Ari Miller, her friends, family, and our Baylor family. We hope you enjoy the show, and let's get started. Hello, welcome to The Word with Wiggy. I am Wiggy, and I am joined by my fabulous co-host, Mo.
Hey,
What's up, girl? The audience doesn't know, but we
I
haven't
know.
recorded.
I was like, we could just play it cool. Like, we just been on track.
We could, but it's just not real. I have talked to her. It's not like I haven't talked to her. I feel like I talked to her at least, I don't know how many times a week, but we haven't been on the microphone because life came and lifed. So what is our catch up? What is going to be our weekly catch up right now? Because it's monthly catch up, but we could just talk about the last week if you want.
My son turned 5, so that was really exciting. So my son is very logical, right? I said, hey, mommy can spend $400 or $500 on a good birthday party. We can invite your whole class. Everybody can play for like 2 hours. Everybody can get 2 slices of pizza and a juice box and have a great time. But he's very loyal. He has like two best friends. And I was like, or we could just go to, okay, so hold on, let me back up. When I said that, he kept saying, I hope they get me good gifts. I hope they get me good gifts. And I was like, okay, what if we just cut the party? Mommy takes you directly to the store and we just get all the gifts that you want. And he was like, sold. I said, we could have a play date with them two little friends, but we don't even need everybody else. Honestly, when we go to parties, kids' parties, the gifts usually come from Five Below. I'm just going to be honest. They do.
Like the giveaways?
No, the gifts that we get for other kids,
Oh.
like when we go to a kid's party, we go to Five Below. I let them get 2 toys and then one like snack for the kid. And that's the gift we give. And so generally speaking, like most of the gifts that he gets are that caliber. And I'm like, I know you want, like 18 wheelers and airplanes and all of that. Ain't nobody gonna get you that for real. But yeah.
Wow. I feel like people usually get good gifts for year 5, but maybe not. But honestly,
School friends?
I don't know. I don't know anything about school friends. Omari has only gotten gifts from family.
Your friends. Yeah.
How has my week been? I feel like I've been really busy. The audience is probably tired of me saying how busy I am, but I am. I'm busy. Work is busy. But I have a highlight. This past week, my nephew was in the Houston Ballet's premiere of Raymonda,
Yeah.
which is apparently a really old ballet from the 1800s. But the Houston Ballet's, I guess he's like their director, I think. He like reinvented it, kind of made it modern to like 2025. And my nephew was in it, and it was very nice. It was a
How old
long
is
ballet
he?
though.
Like 8?
No, how old is he's 11, I think. I think he'll be 12
11.
in December. My youngest nephew is 9.
How long has he been dancing?
What's crazy is he doesn't really dance. Like, my sister somehow got him involved. They have this thing out here called the Urban Nutcracker, which is like going to see the Nutcracker, but they actually do different types of dance. They do ballet, but they also do like jazz and tap and other stuff, and they talk as well. But it's like the Nutcracker story. But I think the main character in Nutcracker is Clara. But instead of Clara being in like this little magical wonderland, she's in Houston, and she wants to move away from Houston and blah blah blah.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
So I forgot how they got involved in that. I don't even know how my sister thought that they would like it, but they went to audition. And if you are familiar with anything about the dance world, boys always get picked for stuff because there's not that many of them. So if you're even
Yeah.
a little good, you're going to get picked. So from like the first time he auditioned for that, he's been in it like 2 or 3 years now. He has gotten to play the role of Miles, which is like Clara's brother who like chases her around with a rat in the beginning, if you ever seen Nutcracker. So him and his brother, they both kind of get the part of that, and they exchange it. Like one show he's in it, one show he's in it.
Oh,
But
okay.
so basically, Lauren Anderson, who's like a famous Black ballerina from the Houston Ballet, she knows the director of that thing, and she's like, "Hey, I need 2 little Black boys. You got some?" And there you go. Didn't even need to audition or anything. But he's like naturally good at dancing. He needs to be in dance like ASAP. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, because he did so good. I have to show you a picture later. I think I posted it though. But yeah, so
Good for them. That's so cool.
Yeah, I know my sister's like so proud. We were all proud. And then I try not to give my oldest nephew too much praise because my other nephew is in it too, but he has a different part, like a smaller part. But like, I'm like, you're talented too, but he's more of the athlete. Like, they're both really good at
Mm.
athletics. But to see my younger nephew play soccer is like art. It's like, you need to go do that. You know, one needs to dance and one needs to go play soccer.
Everybody has different strengths.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of how my week has been going.
I know you dance. Did your sister too?
Yeah, my sister kind of danced like when she was like in daycare, she did like a little dance program when she was younger. But my sister was mostly like an athlete. My sister played volleyball, basketball, and she was just kind of like a little nerd, little genius nerd person. You
You were
know,
about
my
to say
sister.
nerd, and you were like, I mean, I'm not trying to say it in a mean way.
I mean, she wasn't like nerdy, you know, like you used to have like this like sense of like what a nerd looks like. My sister's like that pretty girl, but she's like that quiet, like perfect pretty girl, but she is a nerd. Like her degree is like in biochemistry. I think you have to be a
Oh,
nerd
okay.
to do that. Yeah. She's a pharmacist. Like, why do you like science so much? I'm like, I feel like growing up, my sister was like the math science girl, and I was like the reading social studies girl. And then that's how we are.
Reading and social studies is wild.
Yeah, that's like
See, I would
easy
call
to
you the
me.
nerd. You're the nerd. Social studies?
I love social studies. I love social studies. Yeah, but I'm really excited for this week's topic. Last episode, we did Matthew 4, right? Yes. We're in Matthew 4. What happened in Matthew 4? I do know at the end, Jesus was starting his ministry. That's what I do know. But I'm like, what happened in the whole chapter?
I know.
Y'all
I
remind
know.
me. But I do know at the end, it was like he was about to start his ministry, right? So that
Hmm.
is where we are now. And
Teaching and preaching.
yeah, he's preaching. So basically, where we are now is where the Sermon on the Mount is. Sermon on the Mount is got to be
Oh,
probably Jesus's. What happened?
I forgot to open up your notes.
Got to be probably his most famous sermon. He had many sermons, many parables that he preached, but Sermon on the Mount is where a lot of people go back to really get to what Jesus was always saying, right? Like what his real message was here on earth. So, how it starts, the crowds were following him. I think we left off like this in chapter 4. The crowds were following Jesus all around. He can't get rid of them. He's not trying to get rid of them, but they're following him. So he goes up onto the mountain. I forgot what mountain it is. I kind of wish I would have looked that up a little bit, but I'm pretty sure I feel like it's the same mountain that he's crucified on, but I could be totally wrong. But he goes up onto the mountain and his disciples follow him and he sits. Now, did you know that in this day it was like customary for the teachers to sit and the students to stand?
No,
Yeah, I found
I've
that
never
out.
seen that.
Yes, they said when Jesus saw the crowds, he went up on the mountain. And after he sat down, his disciples came to him and he started to teach them, right? But he sat down and it says that it was common posture in that culture to sit while teaching. And I thought that was just kind of interesting because now it's different. Like, could you imagine standing up at church the whole time and
I
the pastor
know.
sitting? I would be like,
Yeah. I
I just,
hate to say it, but I be struggling to stand up. When we have to stand up now, I be like, "Oh, we got to stand
I'm
up
telling
again."
you, I'm
And then a
like,
baby
ooh.
always wants to be held. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah, and I thought that was just so interesting. I was just like, I couldn't imagine. And then I thought about how can they hear him when he's seated? I mean, I know he's on the mountain, so
Well,
I guess,
yeah.
but it's like if I'm standing over you, like the sound is coming from below. It's just interesting to me that that was like the common thing that they were doing. And when did it
Seated from an
change?
elevated position. Yeah, that's a good question. I
Yeah,
never,
and when did it
ever,
change?
ever knew that.
Yeah, I don't know why I know it, but
Why
I
did it
found it out.
change? Is the other
Yeah,
reason.
I wonder when
I mean,
and
other thing.
why. Like, when did we get away from that? Or I wonder too if, like, in Jewish culture, do they still sit? I would love to know that. I need to know. I need to figure that out.
No,
But yeah,
you've seen bat mitzvahs and all of that. Like, they don't sit
yeah, they're
still.
not sitting, right? Yeah. I wonder if there's any like traditional rabbis out there that are like, I'm sitting, you stand. Okay.
We old
Oh
school up in
man.
here.
Man, seriously, I'm like, that is so interesting. And it's like just little tidbits that it's like when you read it, if you just read it and you're not really trying to go deep, you know, you'll miss it. Anyway, the Sermon on the Mount is where Jesus tells us how to live. This is where he's talking to his followers about how they should be to basically enter his kingdom and what his kingdom is about. It presents a radically different agenda than what they thought it was going to be. So when Jesus arrived, a lot of people didn't even think he was the Messiah because of how he arrived. They were expecting a conquering hero, and he
Right.
was very meek, very demure, very like, I don't know if he was about the peace or not. I feel like he was, but he was about also other things, but he was really about like being peaceful and being with the Gentiles and not what they were expecting at all. I'm sure they were a little turned off a little bit or thinking he was just a crazy man. The Sermon on the Mount does not deal with salvation. I thought that was pretty interesting, but it lays
Well,
out
yeah,
for.
because I feel like that's what people relate it to. Like, well, when we get down to the like Beatitudes, I feel like
Mhm.
people relate a lot of that to salvation.
Yeah, yeah, because I feel like you feel like it deals with salvation because a lot of the things you're saying, he's like, you will inherit the kingdom of God. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just like, doesn't that mean salvation? But it's almost like you have, you have John 3:16 where it's like, that is salvation. If you believe, you are saved. This is like, hey, once you're saved, or even, this is what you got to be doing type
Yeah,
thing.
these are the
Like,
instructions.
yeah, these are my expectations of you. It says it does not present the political or material blessings of the Messiah's reign, and instead expresses the spiritual implications of the rule of Jesus in our lives. Honestly, when we get these Beatitudes, I was like, they're kind of hard, like you think about it,
To
to
do,
really
to read.
to be all of them, to
Oh,
be
yeah.
everything in that is to be perfect and
I mean, the first
never.
one is hard.
So I guess let's just get into them. I feel like the Beatitudes is kind of long. You know what? Another reason why I'm really glad we're talking about the Beatitudes this week. I don't want to be political at all on this podcast, but a lot of influencers and like Christian influencers, they have been talking about how, like recently, they just said in Texas they want to put the Ten Commandments in the schools. Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
So there's this one girl I follow, and she's like, y'all are always want to talk about the Ten Commandments. You want to beat the Ten Commandments, but you never talk about the Beatitudes. And she's like, I wonder why. So I was like, ooh, I cannot wait to dive into this because, like, what is the difference between the Ten Commandments and the Beatitudes? And are they both important, or which one is more important to
I've
our
actually
Christian
never
walk?
considered putting them side by side like that.
Me neither. I don't know why people keep bringing them up together, but I do think it's important that the modern day Christian nationalist or Western Christian wants to beat down the Ten Commandments, which is in the Old Testament, versus the Beatitudes, which Jesus said out of his own
Mm,
mouth on how you should be treating people and how you should be acting.
yeah.
And literally, there was the girl who I saw who she was making a post about it. This guy who supposedly is a Christian, he's like a pastor. He responded to her and he was like, "You only want to talk about the Beatitudes because it's all about emotion." And I was like, when did the Beatitudes become about emotion? I've never heard anybody say that before. I was like
These
totally
are, yeah, these are different
thrown
points of
off.
view. Okay.
Yeah, I was like totally thrown out because I'm like, I never thought about it being about emotion. I don't think it's about emotion at all. It's all like it's giving. I don't know. I don't know if it's giving commandments.
I
It
mean,
is.
I can see, I guess, why he would say that, or, how it's related to feelings, I guess. But yeah, I
I,
mean,
I don't
okay.
know. But as we go through them, maybe we can draw the comparisons.
Yeah, yeah.
So
This
the
is good
Beatitude.
conversation.
It is. So the Beatitudes means the blessings, right? Okay. Easy. And it
Yes.
makes sense why he's always saying blessed, 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 blessed. Okay. In the Beatitudes, Jesus sets forth both the nature and the aspirations of his kingdom's citizens. All these character traits are marks and goals of all Christians. There's no escape from our responsibility to desire every one of these spiritual attributes. There's not one that we should be like, oh, I don't need that one. We should be
Right.
striving for all of them. So the first one, blessed are the poor in spirit, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. So I've read this before, right? And I always just thought,
Right.
you know what,
I
honestly,
feel
I
like
don't even,
people quote this one a lot too.
they do. And honestly, if I'm being for real, I don't even think I knew what it meant for real. I don't know if I knew what it meant to be poor in spirit and why the kingdom of heaven should be theirs or not. I just
I
knew that it was
definitely
theirs.
never related it to humility
Mm-hmm.
at all. Like I don't think I related it to money as in financially poor, but it was just something about the word poor where I was like, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
But after like actually studying this, and it was like, where's my note? Okay. It says, um, those who know they need God, who stay humble and dependent on him. God's kingdom is for those who don't have it all together, but lean on him anyway. And I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know,
We
right? It's like, oh, yeah.
we can, yeah, like when you're feeling, for me, I was like, okay, so when I'm feeling weak and I still am leaning on him, which I've
Yeah.
been thinking about fasting a lot lately, so that kind of crossed my mind into that. But we'll get into that
Oh,
another
me
time.
too. Me too. One of my friends, she just did a fast, and I was like, it was kind of inspiring me to do the same. But yeah, it almost when I read this, it was like God kind of needs you to start there. Like he kind of needs you to be like kind of what's the word? Empty almost, so he can like build you back up. Because it said,
Yeah.
what did it say? It said that the poor in spirit recognize that they have no spiritual assets. So it's like recognizing like you are nothing without God.
Yeah.
You have no spiritual thing to give. Like, you have nothing aside from what I give you in real life.
Yeah.
You have no like attributes that I need from you. So first you need to recognize how poor in spirit you really are as a human so that you can receive this kingdom of heaven. I never thought about that like that before. I was like, whoa. And
I
I
also
read that it said,
think,
mhm.
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, it said this beatitude is first, and I think I kind of said that earlier because this is where we start with God. That's why they said it first.
I feel like it can be very difficult for people to get here voluntarily. Like,
Mm-hmm.
generally, I feel like something has to happen for someone
Yeah.
to get here. And then it's like, oh, okay, I'm leaning on God, I'm leaning on God. But it's so hard to like, you think everything is going fine and like, everything seems to be going swimmingly, but you're still actually living in a humble way.
Yeah. Like sometimes you have to get that rock bottom moment to like realize, and I think I've been there before. I'm sure many people have. Like, that is what has brought me to God many times, that on the floor, on my face moment where I had nothing else to give, nowhere else to run,
Yeah.
nowhere else to hide. You know what I'm saying? That, yeah, for sure. For sure. But I'm wondering, I still, I feel like I don't know everything. For the kingdom of heaven is theirs. It's like, is the kingdom of heaven is there supposed to be like to give us encouragement? Like you have nothing aside from me, and that's why you are could be in my kingdom. That part I'm still a little murky on. Like I know what I read, but I'm just like,
Well, yeah, because it goes back to the same conversation we started with salvation. Like I thought the kingdom of heaven was John 3:16. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
So can I do one without the other? Is this one good enough but I don't need the other one? Or is there like you said, a prerequisite?
Yeah. Yeah. No facts.
So yeah, what does it really mean when it says the kingdom of heaven?
I do have a note here that says receive the kingdom of heaven because poverty of the spirit is an absolute prerequisite for receiving the kingdom of heaven. But why? Hold on. If we harbor illusions about our own spiritual resources, we will never receive from God what we need to be saved. The call to the
If
poor in spirit is first because it puts the following commands into perspective. So maybe we have to read more. We have to keep going.
Yeah, okay. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Second one.
Second one.
Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted.
Yes.
Jesus does not speak of casual sorrow for the consequences of our sin, but a deep grief before God over our fallen state.
Mm.
The Greek word for mourn used here is the strongest word for mourning in the Greek language, used for mourning for the dead. That's how I took it as well,
Mm-hmm.
for mourning for the dead. Weeping is for the low and needy condition of individuals in society with awareness that they are low and needy because of sin. Those who mourn are mourning over sin and its effects. Those who mourn over sin are promised comfort. Whoa.
I know, right? That one was kind of like a because like again, you read it, you're like, blessed are those who mourn, and I feel like I read this one a lot, especially when I lose somebody, because it says like it's that the word they're using is like for death, right? So you're mourning somebody who you lost,
Yeah.
but it goes a step further. I am in mourning because of my low condition of being a sinful human. And I am in constant mourning for my despicable self. That is crazy. That is, I would have never got that one without the commentaries.
No,
Whoa. I'm like,
no.
that's deep. That is deep. We're mourning over our sin. Woo. I'm trying to think. Have I ever mourned over my sin? I think I have, but I'm not in a consistent state of mourning over my sin.
Do you mourn over your sin or do you mourn over the consequences of your
Ooh, you
sin?
might be right. I probably, yep. I'm probably, ooh, you might be, man. Oh, see how the Bible just reads you like that? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm probably mourning over what happened, like something
Because the
happened,
sin
and
was a
now
good
I'm
time.
the sin was probably a great, yeah, probably
Yeah,
a great
generally
time.
speaking.
And when the consequences happen, or when you finally realize like it's
That's when
not
you're like, oh, I
good.
shouldn't have did that. That was not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, I think every once in a while, sometimes I am like that, but that has been more lately, like in my Christian walk. When I wasn't, when I was like in college, young 20s, I wasn't mourning over my sin at all. I don't even think I really was thinking about my
Aware.
sin. Yeah, like
Yeah,
even like thinking about like, man, you're really wild and you're really disappointing God. You're really
not at
like,
all.
and no, and I think about it more now, just because maybe because I'm reading and maybe because I'm older, more mature in my walk. But mourning over your sin, I feel like I have to highlight that in bold. I need to put that up on the wall or something.
Well, it's funny because I feel like a lot of times when you sin knowingly, you literally just try to like not think about it. Or
Yes.
me, like I
Yeah,
try to act like it
push
didn't
it out of,
happen.
yeah, like we're gonna act like it didn't happen. I'm gonna forget about
You
it,
know
and,
what,
and
God? I'm
God
sorry
too.
I did that. Yeah, like I'm sorry I did that. Let's just move on from that. I won't do it again. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully I won't do it again. That reminds me, there's a line in a, and I know people hate Kanye West right now, but there's a line in a song, and I think it's on his Donda album, and he's like, basically, it's like I'm praying for forgiveness for all the things I'm gonna do again. Like I know I'm gonna do
Yeah,
it again. It's like, oh, I hate that we're like that, but I mean, he knew, right?
right.
Oh man, but that's a good one. I feel like that's a really good one. Blessed are those who mourn. It goes deeper than us just mourning for those we lose. It's about our dead selves, our dead in sin selves. Woo! My goodness.
Yeah, this one is crazy to me because like I feel like I'm a person where like like okay, this is just walk with me.
We walking.
I feel like I'm one of God's favorites. I do.
Me
I
too.
feel like things don't generally go wrong for me. Like, something might happen here or there, but for the most part, if I set a plan and I work towards things that I want to happen will happen. Good things happen to me. Blessings fall in my lap. That is how I feel. So anytime something doesn't go my way or like something goes wrong, I'm immediately like, okay, what is God trying to teach me here? Because God don't be doing this to me like that. Like I was talking
Mm-hmm.
to a lady from church and she's the head of one of the youth programs. Well, she's been having a really bad problem with one of the mothers of the youth. And she was like, this lady tried to fight me. I was like, fight you?
Oh my gosh. No.
And she was like, yeah, I'm trying to pray and seek God to tell me, whether because she said, this isn't the first time this has happened. I'm trying to seek God and see whether this is where I'm meant to be, if I'm meant to be a youth leader. And I was like, listen, God wouldn't have nobody trying to fight me. I'm just trying to say, like, he loved me too much to put me in
Oh
that
my
situation.
god.
Now I'm about to go to jail. I was like, see,
Yeah.
for me, I look at everything and I'm like, was this for me? Like, God, what are you trying to teach me in this situation? What am I supposed to be learning? What am I doing that I'm not supposed to be doing? So that it just makes me think of that because I'm like, I'm constantly going over my actions that even might not, there are some things that I do in life that aren't really, I don't want to say aren't a sin to me, but like don't stick out as like a big sin, as we would say. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like in moments like that, it forces me to look back at like the smaller things where I'm like, well, you did do this or you did do that. And I'm like, oh man, I've been thinking a lot lately about like the smaller sins, if you will, that have
Yeah.
been affecting my life.
That's crazy. Yes, blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. So, in the vocabulary of the ancient Greek language, the meek person was not a passive or easily pushed around person. The main idea behind this word was strength under control. So, I feel like when we think about meek, we're kind of like somebody who's super
Weak.
quiet, like a mouse, like
Yeah.
one of those girls that's like she's as quiet as a church mouse, like she's just like. Prim, somebody who's not gonna say anything, but this is like, no, I'm gonna say something, but I'm not gonna wild out on you. I have some constraint, some humbleness to me. It says to be meek means to show willingness to submit and work under property authority. So basically, if we're gonna be submit to God's authority, we have to be meek. I mean, that's what I got.
Mine said, it doesn't mean, yeah, it says strength under control. It doesn't mean weak. God honors those who choose peace over pride. You don't have to fight every battle. God's got land with their name on it. I liked that one specifically because it said you don't have to fight every battle. Like, I am not a battle picker. You know, they say pick your battle. I don't want it. You can keep it. You can have
Yeah.
that battle all to yourself.
I'll be too tired for that. Like the older I get to, I'm like, you got it, bro. Like
It's not that important. It's really not in the
it's
grand scheme
not.
of life. And I
I
have
like
a I
I
have a
just
friend who's a
can't.
battle picker. Like she's gonna pick every battle every time, head to head. And she was calling me like passive aggressive and like all types of things. And I was just
No.
like, why? Just because I don't want to argue with you?
Yeah,
Like,
like I'm done with it. I don't want to argue because we're not gonna agree.
did
You're not gonna change my mind. I'm not gonna change yours, and I don't care that
yeah.
much. Actually,
That's
I don't care as much as you, and I would rather move on before we not friends no more.
right.
Back to the meek people. It shows a willingness to disregard one's own rights and privileges. Basically, if you're meek before God, you'll submit to his will and conform to his word. The promise they shall inherit the earth proves that God will not allow his meek ones to end up with the short end of the deal. So if you can control yourself and humble yourself before God and submit to his authority, he's not going to leave you out in the cold. He is going
Control
to
yourself.
control yourself. I feel like that's really important to God, right? To be like self control is everything because you can't control
It
yourself.
really
You
is.
can't control your anger, your emotions. I mean, your emotions can have you going all sorts of ways. You know what I mean? So
And that
yeah.
goes back to sin too. Like the not sinning is a form of self control.
Yes, most definitely. You have to be able to deny some stuff at
A
least some of the
lot.
time. Like you don't need to be doing everything. There's some things that's not for you. I mean, at what point are you set apart? You can't do everything all the time. You can't. No. Next, and you taking this one. Blessed are those who
But
hunger and thirst for righteousness.
yes, which I thought this was funny because you wrote something about being a snack. What
Oh
did you
yeah,
say?
I said this. I said that it describes basically like a profound hunger that cannot be satisfied by a snack.
And remember, there was like this craze where everybody wanted to be called a snack. Like, I'm a snack. I'm a
Yeah,
snack. It's a
yeah,
snack.
yep,
And then eventually people were like, I'm not a snack. I'm a whole meal.
yeah, yep. So for that righteousness, you wanted that
A whole meal.
whole meal. Can't get the snack ain't gonna work. The snack
Oh,
is not gonna work,
goodness.
baby.
This is a longing that endures and is never completely satisfied on this side of eternity. Huge. You are always looking for more, searching for more, hungry for more. That's so,
It's so true.
um, yes. The passion is real, natural, intense, painful, a driving force, and a sign of health. We see Christians hungering for many things like power, authority, success, comfort, happiness, but how
Mm.
many hunger for and thirst for righteousness?
Yes. I feel like that is a big one because so many people, I mean, you could just look at society, you could look at social media, you could even probably look at any people in your friend group, family group, but definitely I look at like the political scene, like the economic scene, and everybody's just so hungry for where they're going next, their next job, their next house, money, like and it's just like, is that what all this about? Do you think that God put us here on the earth so that you can I mean, he wants us to be happy, of course, he wants us to be successful, but he don't really care about your job.
Yeah,
He doesn't care if you become the CEO, in my opinion. Now, he might want you to be CEO to put you in a position that glorifies him, that brings
to
more people to
minister.
him,
Yeah, yeah.
to make the world a better place, to be the salt and light of the earth that we'll get to later. He doesn't like in this grand scheme of his kingdom. Come on now, like all this stuff that y'all running after. I mean, I even think about the political
Yeah,
scene. It's just
I'm
so grimy lately. Oh,
yeah, definitely. I definitely feel like I was one who
it's
was
just a
always
mess.
searching. I was always searching for my next promotion or my next job or even my next trip.
Yes,
But
yes.
even when it came to this, right? Like I reached out to you because I wanted to get deeper into the word and I wanted to have a better understanding and like So I do think that at some point that hunger came back because I mean, it was pretty much gone all through college. I wasn't worried about
Mhm.
the word in college. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah.
Either, I don't know, it could just be with age and maturity. It could be with having kids because now I realized that I said the other week, I was like, man, I'm the mom that has my kids in church Wednesday night, Thursday night, Saturday, all day, and on Sunday. Like,
You dedicated.
I was like,
They
man,
gonna
I
get one day out of
never.
me.
Well, the thing is, like, not usually on Thursdays. Wednesdays only during the summer because it's a school night. But Saturdays, I do a lot of the church events. So they're just up there with
Yeah.
me.
Oh,
But I'm
yeah.
just
That
like,
that is how it is though, because that's why I was always at church growing up. Because my dad was like the choir. If mama at work, you got to come to choir practice with me. And
you got
now
to.
I'm running around the church. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. But being there more often and then like having to teach them, like, first of all, shout out to Minnow. I don't know if you use Minnow. It's like Minnow Bible for Kids or
I've
something.
heard of it. I've seen it. I have. I
It
have.
is top tier. Like my kids have
Oh, I
learned
love
so
that.
many stories from watching those little YouTube episodes or whatever. But they were saying some stuff where I was like, they were like, yeah, mom, and Heyman such and such and such. And I was like,
You're like, you teaching me stuff. You're like, I don't remember that. They're
like,
going
let me
deeper.
sit down and watch Minnow with y'all.
No, facts. No, I learned stuff from Omari stuff. Like, I'm like, oh, I know the verse now. The singing. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
So I think that it brought back the hunger that I
Hmm.
had before. And I also feel like for me, a lot of the hunger comes from my surroundings. I was just telling a guy I was talking to the other day, I was like, the church that I go to now is very small and it's a lot of old people. And so he
Mm.
was looking for like, he's in his mid to late 20s and he was looking for something like some people around his age. And I was like, honestly, if you go to a different church, there are small groups with people that are your age that are living a similar lifestyle and still doing it in a righteous way, not just, in the streets partying, clubbing and all of that. And you can have a great time with these people. And I feel like also when I surrounded myself with more people like that in my age group, it also brought out that hunger because my friend group now isn't, partying, drinking, like going hard in the worst ways all the time like it used to be. But I just feel like my hunger came back. I do feel like it left for a while and I was focused on the wrong things, but
That, yeah,
I think the
yeah.
hunger comes back.
I think we all go through that, right? There's been times where, like you said, you don't even know what the hunger pain feels like anymore. You're not thinking about it. You're doing other things. But I think mine has come back to just that. Like, I feel like especially too once you start reading your word a lot, because it's feeding you without you really realizing it. And when you stop,
Yeah.
you're like, I want to go back. Or like every day you're like, man, I'm trying to read again. I want some more because you don't realize, but it's like because it's like filling you up for real. Like
Yeah.
giving you that sustenance. What else
It's
is
good
it?
to remember that Jesus said this in a day and to a culture that really knew what it was like to be hungry and thirsty.
Heck
Modern
yeah.
man in the Western world is often distant from basic needs of hunger and thirst, that they also find it difficult to hunger and thirst for righteousness. Ooh, because we're full in other ways.
Yeah, you full of all sorts of stuff. It's
Hmm.
like you just filling yourself. Because I feel like as humans, we know we need to be filled with something. We're always looking for something, but
Yeah.
the other stuff never satisfies, and that's why you always on this like bloodthirsty lust for more because it's not giving you nothing. It's just a whole bunch of snacks. It's like you eating Lunchables every day. It's not going to work. I mean, they're good for a little bit. I do love a Lunchable, but eventually I need like a actual, protein, vegetable,
Something that's going to
starch.
sustain, something to hold you over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please. Like, and then I love how we touched on like the Western world because I mean, I'm sure the whole world has so modernized, but I feel like the Western world is way more like just so into themselves more than anything. Like, there's no respect for like, or like yearning for God because we have so many distractions.
Well, I feel like, especially with social media, we idolize so many other things
Yes.
and we hunger for fame now. You know what I mean?
Mm.
For likes, for clicks,
Yes, for
for
likes. Everybody wants to be a
interactions and
celebrity.
yeah.
Jesus.
So
Everybody kind of is their own celebrity. Everybody's following each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's too
yeah.
many distractions. How does this hunger and thirst express itself? So we have to long for a righteous nature. We have to want to be sanctified, to be made more holy. And I guess all this is like intentional because if you don't think about it, I don't think you'll do it. It's not going to just happen to you to be more righteous. You have to
Yeah.
try.
No.
You have to long after God's righteousness, long to see righteousness promoted in the world. That's a big one. This is one of the big ones I saw. He does not hunger and thirst after his own political party that he does not thirst after that he would get into power, but he hungers and thirsts that righteousness be done in the land. I love that. Cause
Oh, okay.
if you're not trying to make the world better, you're just trying to make your life better. Is that really promoting God's kingdom? Probably not.
Not really. No.
No. And he does not hunger and thirst that his own opinions may be in the forefront or that his own denomination may increase in numbers and influence. I've seen that a lot
Mm.
because there's a lot of division. Yeah, there's a lot of division. A lot of people want their own opinion. Everybody has their own interpretations of the word, and they think theirs is above the other. And it's just like, based on what I'm reading here, it's not giving that real hunger and thirst after righteousness at all.
Yeah, and a lot of that honestly pushes more people away than brings people in.
Yeah, most definitely because it's not real. I feel like as flawed as humans are, we kind of know like what truth is for real, and it's like eventually, like it's for a little while you be like, oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, his opinion, but eventually it's like this is weird. Like you just talking about yourself, you just talking about your own opinions. Especially you start reading your Bible and their opinions don't line up with the word. It's like okay, I'm not.
Don't align
Yeah, I'm
exactly.
out because I know me personally, like you said, push people away from the church. Things that not push me away from God, but like actual churches. Like once I realize you preaching on some like your own agenda, I'm out. I'm out. I'm not
Yeah.
returning. Nothing's gonna make me return. I don't care about your community. I could talk to people elsewhere. Nope, I'm good because
Yeah.
yeah, I got trauma with that. So sorry. Next beatitude. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. This beatitude addresses those who will show mercy and speaks to those who have already received mercy. It is mercy to be brought to mourning over your spiritual condition. So this one actually relates back to the mourning one and the other one. It is mercy to be made hungry and thirsty after righteousness because he could just let us
Mm.
be dumb.
So, mercy, I had somebody explain grace and mercy to me when I was in high school.
Love that.
Mercy was getting, no, not getting what you do deserve,
Okay. Okay. And what's grace?
getting what you don't deserve.
Ooh, okay. 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 I think I'd be confusing them. That is so mercy is not getting what I deserve, and grace is getting something I don't deserve. That's good.
So mercy is like you
Ooh.
deserve a consequence, but it's not being given to you. And then grace is you don't necessarily deserve these great things, but they're being given to you anyway.
Wow. I like that.
So, okay. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Okay. It is mercy to be brought to mourning over your spiritual condition. It's mercy to receive grace of meekness and to become gentle. It's mercy to be made hungry and thirsty after righteousness. You are expected to show mercy as you have already received it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's beautiful.
Mercy to me also goes along with like forgiveness.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that because because you can give somebody forgiveness that doesn't deserve it, right?
Mm,
Right? Is that am I on the right track there? Because who
yeah.
none of us really deserve forgiveness for real, but it's
I
like
mean, if we
God
talk
forgive.
about the ultimate forgiveness, yeah, no.
Yeah, but it kind of goes with that like how you gonna not forgive somebody when God forgave you? How you not gonna be merciful to with somebody when God's been merciful to you? Like who
Exactly.
do you think you are? Honestly, who you think you are? You think you're better than God? No, you
Right.
have a sinful condition. You're not even close. It's wild.
Exactly.
Wow. See, and this is all hard to do because some people just cannot let stuff go. They don't even know how to be merciful. People are not looking out for the weaker, people who are sad. I mean, some people are. I'm not gonna say everybody's not, but I feel like society as a whole is not doing the beatitudes. We probably need to hang these up in the schools.
Definitely. Definitely. The
Like,
merciful one will
bro.
be forgiving to others and always looking to restore broken relationships.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, you, that you existed. I've never seen you. Give it a few years. I forgot about you. If no, and I'm not trying to reconcile. I have about 3 relationships right now. I'm like, God will have to come and say, Christina, you have to reconcile. He has to tell me in a booming voice because I'm not there. So maybe I need to work on my mercy. Is that still with the mercy? Yeah, work on that.
And that's why I just pause on this one because I too struggle. Same. Like, okay, well, if you feel like that's what's best for you, then I respect that. And that's it. Like the
Yeah,
relationship is over.
yeah. I might have 4 people that I'm thinking about it now, at least. At least that I'm like, girl, you're done. You're done. I mean, like I feel like in my mind, there's no like I say there's no bad blood, but I'm like, I have no interest in reconciling. I have none. Not an iota of interest in reconciling. I don't have any problem with you. Maybe I do. Maybe. But I just have no interest in reconciling. But I feel like he wants us to reconcile with each other, with people, to have peace and God.
I mean, I think that once I've forgiven you in my mind, I have peace. I just don't have space for you. Which, I
Yeah.
mean, I guess it's define restoring a broken relationship. Like, what does that look like? Restoring a broken relationship does not mean that we have to be as we were before.
That's what, yeah, I was just about to ask that. Does that mean like I have to be your friend again? Or does that mean we just talked about it and there was closure? Because once you've left my life, what do I look like putting you back in it? It's weird now.
Yeah. Well, restore is just a funny word to use. I
Yeah.
don't think it's restore.
And maybe it's just getting back to
It's just,
maybe restoring is not like you say going all the way back. Maybe it's just like there's no animosity here anymore. We've talked about
yeah.
it. We've had closure. Because I have done that with a person recently that we were not talking for years. They came and apologized and whatever. We still not cool, but we had a couple conversations, and that's fine. But I have
That's
no
fine.
interest in like what it was because it's just my brain doesn't work like that.
Just no, thank
My
you. And
brain
that's okay.
doesn't shut on and off like that. It just can't. I can't even do that with men. Like once we're done, we're done. And we could be cool. I could show you love. I could be the Lord's light, but we're not gonna really have that relationship like that. Okay, moving on to the next beatitude. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. I actually love this one. I
Mm.
always kind of thought it was like people. You ever meet somebody who you feel like you say like they're so pure, like they're just so like good. They never get mad at anything. They're just like the nicest person. I always think about that, or I think about too like people who are. Well, I used to think before I did all these notes. I used to think that the pure in heart were maybe like disabled people or like people who are, I wouldn't say, what's the word I'm looking for, like they don't have the normal capabilities to that other people do to like follow God or to understand, but their
Okay.
heart is pure. There's nothing wrong in their heart. Like I wonder if like severely mentally disabled people, can they sin? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I used to think about when I used to read this. Like the pure in heart, like there's nothing, like how can God be punishing you?
Yeah. I
You're
mean,
you know what I'm saying? That's what I used to think about. I
you
don't know
can't
if that's
sin
right.
if you don't know right from wrong, right?
That's what
Isn't
I
that the whole point of children?
That's what I think because they say children,
Yeah.
when they come of a certain age, they do know, and it's like at 12, they say.
Right.
That's what the church says. But I feel like that age could really be different for different people. Like I think about Omari. I don't know if he will ever understand, not ever, but like I don't know at what age he'll understand salvation. And
Yeah.
if he passes away, I'm not saying, I don't think he's not going to see God. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
what I used to think.
Right.
Like there are some people who are pure in heart, but I guess we also strive to be pure in heart. So in the ancient Greek, the phrase pure of heart has the idea of straightness, honesty, clarity. The two ideas are connected to an inner moral purity and a single undivided heart. The pure of heart receive the most wonderful reward. They get to enjoy a greater intimacy with God. The one of a pure heart is freer of polluting sins like covetousness, oppression, lust,
Mm.
and chosen deception. So it kind of doesn't tell me like how you get a pure heart. It's just people who have one. So the pure heart can see God in
That was
nature.
exactly what I was about to ask. I was literally about to ask. So, how can you obtain that? How
It
can you get
I
that?
feel like I didn't see that. Maybe I skipped over it, but I don't have it in my notes here. It says the pure of heart can see God in scripture. The pure of heart can see God in their, like they just basically can see God in everything. Ultimately, this intimate relationship with God must become our greatest motivation for purity. And it's,
Okay,
I
so
like,
it's
basically our motivation for purity should be bigger than our motivation from like fear of getting caught. We should just want to be pure and holy and not just pure out of not wanting to be sent into a fiery hell.
ooh, okay.
Yeah. And I've always
That's
said this.
interesting.
Yeah, I've always said this too because I had a friend that joined a cult. I think I've mentioned her before. And we were like discussing, God and stuff before we stopped talking. And I was like, I always was under I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but I wanted to serve God because I love him, because I want to serve him, not because I'm scared of going to hell. And a lot of her motivation was like, oh my God, you're not in this church, you're going to go to hell. Like, I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to go to hell. And I'm like, I understand. No one wants to go to hell. It's horrible. I mean, I live in Houston. If it's hotter than that, I ain't trying to go. But I don't think that can be our greatest motivator,
Yeah.
because that is just, I mean, we got to fear the Lord, respect. But if there's only fear and no love and no other emotions, I don't think it's right. Not saying you're not going to get into heaven, but I think that
I agree.
you're
Yeah.
missing out on something greater. You know what I'm saying? Like a greater intimate relationship, because you're just scared of him. You're just scared of going to hell. You're just scared of whatever you think is going to happen to you, when you could be like having this close, intimate, loving, father like relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can analogize that with analogize. You can make analogies with that and many other
Sure.
things, right? Like, are you at this job because you like this job, or just because you're afraid of being poor? Are you in this relationship because you like this person, or you just don't want to be alone? Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I definitely think that goes hand in hand. As far as being pure, so I have the Tony Evans one open in front of me too. So it says
Nice.
purity of heart involves being authentic, and this begins with honesty before God. Prayer for many people is a stale practice because there is no raw conversation with God, respectful but raw. We
Mm.
must go to God with our hearts completely open because we're not hiding anything from Him. He knows everything already. So come clean with Him about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you'll see Him operating powerfully in your life. So He relates it to authenticity and honesty with pureness.
I like that too.
So
That's,
I like
yeah.
that because it's something you can start today. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's not too late. You don't feel like it's too late. Obviously, you can't change all the sin that you did in the past. You can't, well, I guess you can wash yourself clean technically, but as you wash yourself clean, this is what it should look like moving forward. That's what the Beatitudes are for. Huh? Get it? Full circle. Anyway,
No, I do like that we brought it to the honesty part, because that's how I do try to pray. Because I'm like, and I was talking to somebody else about this too. I think I was talking to my friend yesterday. She was at my house, and we're like, praying. It's crazy to pray and be hiding stuff or holding stuff back from God like he don't know. It's
like he
like
don't know.
it's insanity. And it's like he really just wants you to open up, be real, because that's when you'll see him. Be real. Like, how is he gonna come in and change something for you? I mean, he could. He give you some grace, stuff you don't deserve because you didn't even ask. But you are just being fake and like, oh, dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the day. You're amazing. And you're not asking or talking about anything that's really bothering you.
That's
No.
actually happening. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you should get real and raw with him, how the relationship grows. It's like you having a husband or even your best friend and they don't know anything about, like, y'all don't talk about anything. Y'all just talk about the weather and like very surface level things.
Yeah.
What kind of relationship is that?
But
Y'all never go deep.
it also says in your prayers that you should be specific. So it's like, yes, he knows, but he also wants you to
Say it.
make it plain, to him as well. Yeah, say it.
Yes.
Say it,
Say it
say it
out
clearly and
loud.
plainly and
Yeah, I know
honestly.
your thoughts,
Acknowledge
but
it. That's a form
yes.
of humility as well. Like, are you even able to acknowledge? Are you able to be accountable for these
Mm-hmm.
things as well?
Yeah, humbling ourselves
Sorry.
before him. I love that. That's what's up. Man, we're just learning in real time. I love when we learn in real time. It just really, really, I be like, whoa, like I thought I was learning before. Okay, man, it's a lot of Beatitudes. We're like an hour in, and we
I know. I'm
still
like,
ain't
let's
at the
just
end of
finish
Beatitudes.
finish verse 12.
You want to take this one, the Peacemakers?
Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. This does not describe those who live in peace, but those who bring about peace, overcoming evil with good. One way we accomplish this is by spreading the gospel. We are to first be pure and then peaceable. The reward of peacemakers is that they are recognized as true children of God. They share a passion. They share his passion for peace and reconciliation, the breaking down of walls between people.
Nice. I mean, I guess that one's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Like, be peaceful. Why are you trying to be in? It almost goes back to what you said earlier about like people always want to pick a fight. Like, are you not tired? Just be
It's
peaceful.
exhausting.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's this. I think I'm gonna be more mindful of this, to be more peaceable and to be making peace and not be, trying to live in turmoil. I'm trying to overcome evil with good. That is what I'm gonna be working on myself.
That to
Yes.
me is just silence. If I just don't say anything,
That's
because
how
I'm a
I've been.
corrector, I'm
Me too.
like, I don't want you to speak to me that way, and we need to talk about why you're speaking to me that way. Like,
And sometimes that makes it worse. You come to them like real calm, and they're like, "You think you better than me because you caught me?" Like, you know what? I'm actually never gonna say anything again. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna let you be crazy.
that's literally me. I have a very calm demeanor all the time. So yeah, it makes people very angry,
Yeah, that's
or
true. I don't
most of
think
the
I've
time.
ever seen you raise your voice for real, but I have seen you stern, but not raise your voice. I couldn't even imagine you raise your voice, but I can imagine your like your sternness. You are very straightforward. So I can see how that could
I
explain
am.
that. But I've never seen you raise your voice. I feel like you don't even need to in real
I'm gonna be
life.
that mom, the mom that has the look. Mom used to give me that look.
Oh, I already know you are that mom. I already know. Oh my gosh.
You're
Oh,
crazy.
hilarious. Okay, next one. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. There's so many promises of the kingdom of heaven being ours. I love that.
Okay. Do you remember, there was a school shooting when we were kids. I can't remember if it was Columbine. It was one where
I
they said
think that was the famous one.
but do you remember there was one where they said the shooter was walking around and asking people if they love Jesus Christ and they had to say yes or
Yes.
no?
I think
Was
that
that
was
Columbine?
Columbine. I think it was because I watched like one documentary on it, and I
Of
believe it
course you
was in
did.
that. Yeah, documentary girly. It was an old one too, but I want to say yes, and because there was a girl, and I'm trying to think if she was a survivor or not. I can't remember that part now, but she was like yes, and I can't remember what happened to her now. I wish I did, but yes, keep going. He did do that.
I just remember at that time in all of my like youth groups, it was like, what would you say? Would you say yes or no? If they were shooting people who say yes, are you going to say yes or are you going to deny God? Like, this is
Yes.
what that made me think of. Like, I mean, it's not obviously a direct correlation, but it immediately
No,
made me
I
think of
feel like
that.
it kind of no, I feel like it kind of is because I was actually thinking the other day about how the 90s and early 2000s kind of traumatized us. And maybe it was because our parents were traumatized in like the 60s or 70s or whatever they were born. There's this Christian rapper. I don't know if you know who he is. T-Bone. Do you know who T-Bone is?
Mm-mm.
Okay, he was actually in what's that movie that Beyonce was in, The Fighting Temptations? He was one of the prison inmates. Have you ever seen that movie? He's like a Hispanic guy, but he's a Christian rapper from the 90s. He used to be like a thug and he got saved. So like he's anyway, West Coast rapper, but he had a song about like basically like the rapture happens and he's there all alone at the end. They're like telling him, "Do you believe in God or not? Or we're gonna like, you know, kill
Yeah.
you." And that has always been like, I feel like that was in all of our heads, like from youth group to the music. Like, what are you gonna say? Are
What are
you
you going to
for the
say?
Lord or not? And it's like, you always think like, well, I gotta say yes, but hey, might
I
be taken
know.
out. I have another
No,
theory about that actually, but I'll keep it to myself. Well, maybe I
I've
won't.
never seen this man in my life. But no,
now
tell
he
us. Tell
looks
us
a
your other
lot
theory.
now he looks a lot different. He actually looks good for his age. Well, my other theory is all this stuff that's going on right now with like Christian nationalism and everything. And I'm thinking about how media when we were younger always portrayed like it was almost going to be a bad thing to be a Christian. If you're a Christian, you're going to get killed. They're going to make you take the mark of the
Hmm.
beast, all this stuff, right? So lately I've been thinking, what if they make the world hate Christians so bad that it's like you're not allowed to be a Christian anymore because they've ruined Christianity. They've ruined the name of Christianity. So we're going to have to like go into hiding because we're the real Christians and they're going to be like killing people who still identify with Jesus. That's just a theory I have.
Mm,
But I'm like, eventually the world is going to be like, we hate Christians, like even more than they do now. That's just a theory I have
yeah,
because of the misrepresentation of Christianity that the Western world has done. But it's just a random theory.
definitely.
It's a random theory that I've been thinking about lately
That's a good movie. It's a movie.
that I just
That's
made
a
up.
movie plot. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I should. I should. I need to get in touch with the producers from The Chosen. Maybe they can give me a
Jordan
little
Peele.
money. Yeah. I have a good movie idea, but it could be a horror. Anyway, but yes.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed are those. Wait, which one was I doing? Oh, yeah. Blessed are those
Persecuted.
who are persecuted. The people are persecuted not because of their own stupidity or fanaticism, but for Jesus' sakes. People like to say they're being persecuted, but it's because of their own nonsense. If you're being
Right.
persecuted because you're actually talking about Jesus for Jesus' sake, then yes, the kingdom of heaven is yours. If you're just being persecuted or actually not being persecuted because you just say you're being persecuted, just stop the madness right now. Please. And then the character traits described in the Beatitudes are not valued by our modern culture, even though they describe character of the citizens of God's kingdom, which is very interesting that the people who say a lot that they are God's people do not portray the characteristics of a kingdom citizen. Very interesting.
In receiving persecution, you'll be in the company of a class of people, see Hebrews 11, of whom the world is not worthy, Hebrews 11 and 38. If you're willing to be rejected by men to be accepted by God, the kingdom the kingdom of heaven is yours. Okay, wait, Hebrews 11 and 38. What does that say?
Bring it up.
35, 38. The world was not worthy of them. They wandered in deserts and mountains and in caves and in holes in the ground. Okay, looks like you might have to read more of Hebrews 11 to get that point.
Wait. What happened? Why did we bring up Hebrews 11:38? And this is supposed to be. Oh, this is related to the persecution.
If you are persecuted, yeah.
Oh, I wonder if this is. Well, we probably should read the whole thing, but
Yes.
the Hebrews, they was hiding in caves a lot. Especially after Jesus died, they were hiding in caves because people were coming to kill him.
Well, this is supposed to
And I guess that
represent a
was.
very righteous group of people.
Yeah, so yeah, the disciples, all who they were hiding, all the Christians were hiding because they were getting murdered and they were
Yeah.
hiding in caves. Like I want to say that somewhere I read or heard that like the gospels were most likely written from like a cave in hiding because they were still hiding,
Mm,
or they
yeah,
were written after they came out of hiding.
that's exactly what this chapter is.
The
Yeah.
whole
Okay.
Hebrews 11. Okay, listeners, you go read Hebrews 11 and we'll read it with you. Go deeper. Go deeper. And it's still good. We're still on kind of the persecution. You are blessed when they insult you and persecute you and falsely say every kind of evil against you because of me. So Jesus knew that following him would bring some animosity from a few people. He wasn't shocked by this. He knew, he told you what was going to
Because he
happen.
already look. I'm about to be blessing you. Okay.
Yeah, and the
They're gonna be
haters are
mad.
coming.
Haters gonna come. Yes, the haters are gonna come from every direction. So look, let me just tell you how to deal with
Big
it.
hater.
Stay with me. Stay
Yeah,
with me.
he's like, stay with me, stay focused. They're gonna hate because of me. You just
Lock
chill.
in. Lock in.
Please lock in because it's gonna get difficult. They might be chasing you. You might be hiding in a cave. They might martyr you. I mean, what's crazy is how bad stuff got for them, and we think that we have stuff bad. We're crazy. We have never seen somebody getting nailed to a cross, hung upside down, and lit on fire. Nobody's seen that before. We never even seen that on a movie, and we think that we are being persecuted. Please just stop it. Here we go. Jesus brings insults into this sphere of persecution, showing us not to limit our idea of persecution to only physical opposition or torture, even though it could have got that way. And it does not take it. He says this too because there were like rumors that were getting spread about Christians. One was that early Christians were accused of cannibalism because of the misrepresentation of the Last Supper. They were accused of immorality because of a misrepresentation of there was a weekly love feast. Didn't look into the love feast very much, but they had a lot of different feasts. So I can imagine that was just another one. And their private meetings. So they probably spread rumors about them, like, having little inappropriate dealings
Hmm.
going on. In Christianity, they were allowing women to preach and hold church meetings, and people like to say bad things. They were accused of revolutionary fanaticism because they believed that Jesus would return and bring an apocalyptic end to history, which is actually what we still believe. In
Yeah.
all honesty, we're just still waiting. They thought he was
Yeah,
coming
this
back
is still
right
an
then.
accusation, though. Yeah,
It
this is
is.
still an
Yeah,
accusation
it's
by
still.
many.
Yeah, well, I said we might still. Yeah, that's true. Accused of splitting up families, and this was actually true though, because when one person in a family became Christian, there was often a change and division in the family, and I think that that's still true to this day. Actually, sometimes,
Definitely.
yeah, especially like when people leave a certain religion, become a Christian, or when
When
you,
people become pastors or ministers and their significant other does not want to be the other half of that, you don't want to be a first lady. You don't feel like that wasn't your
yeah,
calling. Like it might have been his,
yeah.
but me,
Yeah, and that's a toughie. That
that's a
that
big
will
one.
that will split up the marriage because like I feel like I'm being called to this and you feel like you're being called somewhere else. Where are we at? You know what I'm
I met a
saying?
guy recently. He was in I think his 50s when he started seminary, and he had already been married like 20 years. Like they had kids and everything. And he decided to go to seminary and become a preacher, pastor, whatever. And his wife was like, yeah, no. And now they're not together.
Yeah, she's like, now I gotta teach the ladies group. Like, I didn't sign I'm not a preacher. Cause I feel like a lot of the times the first lady, she's
Oh,
also a
yeah.
preacher. Like the church I grew up in,
The leader of the women. Yeah.
baby, Pastor Beverly, she was doing the women's group. She was sometimes preaching too. Like she was up there, and that's a big responsibility. So I definitely can get that. And then even going back to like take it out of modern day, going back to Bible times, people were literally leaving their whole family and following Jesus across the country. And I know mamas and wives and people was like, what the heck is happening?
Not you
Like
finna leave me with these 8 kids.
just picking
Talk
up and
about you going
leaving,
where? For who?
literally leaving. And then I'm sure as well, like Christianity split Judaism in half. So
Yeah.
maybe half the family's still Jewish, the other half is Christian now. That could be a big split. That could be very hurtful, actually.
It's
But
a wild conversation. So you're telling me
yeah,
Jesus is
but he
telling you to leave your
knew it was
family?
gonna happen. Yes, it is crazy because I remember I told this girl this one time because she was talking about, I don't know, Jesus coming for unity or something. I said, in all honesty, he actually said he came to divide, and that's what he did. And she was like, "What?" I sent her the verse. I said he ain't say he came to unify nothing. That's not what he said. I mean, it's happening, but he knew he was gonna
That
divide
wasn't his
people.
purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, he knew he was gonna create a faction, and that's fine. It is what it is. Not everybody can come. And then the end of that is be glad and rejoice because your reward is great in heaven. For that is how they persecuted the prophets who were before you. So basically, we're in great company being persecuted. The prophets, a lot of them, people didn't like them. Some of them were respected, some of them were hated. So, people don't like to hear the truth. So if you are being persecuted, you're in great company from the prophets from the Old Testament. And God keeps reminding us that our reward is great in heaven. Right now, reward might be mediocre, but when you get to heaven, you won't care about what's happened here anymore.
A lot of people think that this is the reward. They think this is the best. This is the best it's going to get.
I don't believe that. I can't, not that I can't wait, because sometimes I'm honestly scared to just like leave this earth. Not scared, but I don't want to leave before everybody else leaves. I kind of have FOMO in that sense. Like, if I were to pass away, what are y'all gonna
That's
do?
such a funny way to put it.
Yeah. Like, what are y'all gonna be doing if I'm gone? All y'all.
Yeah.
Like, y'all supposed to live without me? No. Like, I'm just gonna move on. That's why I don't want to pass away till I'm 100 years old. Let me see everybody else. Y'all
Yeah.
go first, or y'all go at the same time as me. I don't want to. No, I can imagine. Like I don't know if you know. Did you know Ari that went to Baylor?
Yes.
Like,
So
bruh, I
crazy.
cannot. Like, I just can't imagine. Like, she's too young. I can imagine. I just
I
can't.
know.
I'm literally in shock. Still,
No, I
I'm
was
still
literally
in
saying
shock.
that this morning. I was just saying that this morning.
Like, it's just so random. And then I'm like thinking, like, I don't know if it's a selfish thing to think in the moment, but I'm like, that could have been any of us. That could be me, that could be you, that could be, and I'm like, I'm not ready for that type of heartache. I haven't spoken to Ari in years, so it didn't hit me as much, but like Patrick was very close to her, so, and I'm
I
very close to
know.
him. So it's just like, but it made me
Yeah.
think, like, kind of like sober minded, like it can happen to any of us. We could all be gone. All this stuff we thinking about, even thinking of like back to this Beatitudes, all this stuff we think is important. It really ain't important if it could be over like that. And if you weren't living and striving for these things, then what was it for?
Yeah.
You know? That's like what I've been on my mind since, I guess, maybe Friday. I think that's when I found out. Like it's been constant on my mind. Like,
I honestly was in total shock. I also feel like we're too young, but yeah, it's just like,
yeah, it's like we're too young, but who says we're too young? And
I
it's
know,
like
well,
there's so much
it was
life to
just a
live,
normal
but
day. Everybody was just having a normal day, right? We were all just
yeah,
going to work and coming home. Like, what do you
yeah.
mean? I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like it's kind of rocked me, if I'm being completely honest, that reading this chapter is like it's making me like really latch on, like I need to be striving for these things. Well, I have a few questions for us to wrap it up for our reflection segment. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, first question. Which of the Beatitudes speaks most to your current season of life and why?
Currently, I don't know if I want to pick mercy or hunger and thirst. I'm gonna say hunger and thirst. I
Mm.
mean, I literally am here today doing this with you, started this with you because of my hunger and thirst. And like I said, wanting to get back into it and deeper into it. Like I said earlier, like I feel like I'm being called to do a fast.
Mm.
And I hate to say that in a sad way, which is also why I haven't started it because I'm like, I'm still sad about it. Like
Yeah.
I
I
need to
feel
go
like
into it
it's
with a better
never a
attitude.
happy thing, right? I mean, sometimes I don't know. I feel like you should kind of have a somber attitude. You don't want to be like, because I know it says like when you fast, you're not supposed to be looking all sad and grumpy. You're supposed to like wash your
Right.
face and put oil on your face. But I feel like internally, you might not be happy about it. It's kind of like a somber attitude. So I think it's fine, but I think you should start it. I think I'm gonna do it too though. I don't know what kind though yet. I may try to do a water fast. Like I haven't done a water fast in a while.
Fun
I
for
think
you.
for me, I think I wrote down blessed are the peacemakers because I said it earlier, but I'm like in a place where I'm really just trying to be peaceful. No, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fuss. I want to bring peace to others. When I'm at work, I'm like trying to make sure everybody's on the same page. The morale is good. Just always just bring in that, I'm just trying to be peaceful. I want peace and I want to be a peacemaker. So I think that's where I'm
Yeah.
the one that's resonating with me the most right now. In a world that values success, influence, and comfort, how do you interpret Jesus's idea of being blessed?
Ooh.
I know it's kind
You
of a
sent me this
toughie.
in advance, so I probably should have read these and thought about it, but I didn't.
I mean, I tried my best. I looked at it really right before. I think I was saying like, I mean, it was kind of a hard question in all honesty, but I thought it was interesting that like how we look at blessings is like money, house, being able to go on vacation, and like Jesus talked about so many things being blessed that you would think are kind of like lowly positions. Like certain things like blessed are those who are mourning, blessed are those who are hungry and thirsty. But he also said blessed are the peacemakers. So it's like he was saying more about like your characteristics are what make you blessed versus what you have. And that's kind of what I
Yes.
got from it. Like it doesn't have anything to do with like your status, your wealth, all these things you think are important. If you don't have, righteousness, if you're not meek, if you're not peaceable, if you're not all these things, who cares? No kingdom of heaven for
That's
you.
exactly, yeah, 100%. I think that for myself, I've just always taken blessed as like an ease of life.
Hmm.
And that's really how I pray too. I always pray like for God to make things in a very easy and plain way that I cannot confuse because I'm an overthinker.
Me
And so
too.
I'm just like, God, don't have me over here. You know how I am now.
Yeah, because I will think about it so long and nothing will get done.
Well, and I'll be
Nothing.
like, was that God or was that me? How do I know? Okay,
Yeah.
if it's him, you're not supposed to question it. But I am questioning it. But am I questioning it because I'm an overthinker? Or am I questioning it because I'm questioning like,
No, facts, facts. It's like God, I got anxiety. I need you to speak with a booming voice. Just tell me straight up because I'm thinking it's me. I don't know if it's you. I'm praying. I don't know if you heard me. Like, oh God. Oh my gosh. Okay,
but
last
yes,
question. Last question. How do you reconcile being poor in spirit or meek with the pressure to project confidence and success online? I thought this was a good one.
online.
Online, you know how like say like your how you project yourself on social media or like how everybody's like, be confident, don't show yourself being weak, but God ain't tell us that. He didn't say we
I
have to
mean,
be
I think
confident
that
all the time.
there's still humility.
Mm-hmm.
There's still, what other words did we use in meek? We used forgiveness. No, that was mercy.
Wasn't it? It was like
Gentle,
constrained
patient,
confidence or something like that. It wasn't. I feel like I have to go back up
strength
to
and
it.
control,
Yeah, yeah,
or
controlled strength. That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. Yes, yeah. I wrote. I mean, when I looked at the question and thought about it, I was just like, I think when I thought about social media and I thought about being like a Christian influencer, I kind of thought about it in that way. You're a lot of times these influencers, I feel, and I had been an influencer before as well. That's why I kind of stopped because it got to be too much. That's just like you kind of feel like you have to always be like up and perky and like like I love God and this is why and this is my content and and then it ain't always like that. Like
right.
like sometimes you're broken, but people don't want to make that content.
Mm,
Sometimes you're poor in spirit, but nobody want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
right. So I guess, I mean, yeah, if you were doing it online for social media, you show it, which you don't have to get into the nitty gritty details of your business, but just show how you're continuing to lean on God through it.
Mhm.
Or, yeah, whatever you're doing to stay in His grace while you're at what would seem like a very low time.
Yeah, I think it just goes back to being pure in heart and being authentic. We reconcile it by just showing it. If you're poor in spirit at the time, or you want to show your meekness, or whatever beatitude you working on or trying to exude, just show it
Yeah.
if you need to. If you felt led to, show it. Don't try to hide and project this false confidence and success you have when you could probably be bringing more people to Christ, showing
Being
the
real,
real deal, being real.
definitely.
Definitely.
That's really what I want to
Also,
be. I want to be a regular, everyday person going through regular, everyday stuff, but just with God.
yes. Ooh, I love that. Put that on a t-shirt. Yeah. Gonna write that down. We're gonna put that on a t-shirt. Love it. Love that so much. Okay, well, that is all we're gonna as far as our Bible study part for this episode. Like we said at the beginning, chapter 5 is kind of long. We didn't even get to the salt and light of the earth yet. We just got to the
Just the
Beatitudes.
Beatitudes.
So we'll have a chapter 5 part 2, maybe 3,
And maybe even three.
depends on how crazy we get, because we got salt and light, we got the murder begins in the heart, we got the adult, I mean, who knows? And I got more questions, more reflective questions.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up, do you have anything that you're praying for this week? We may have already talked about it. Are you praying for anything?
For this week, this summer, I am just praying for safety, good health. It's time for kids to be doing camps. And when they do
Mm.
camps, they're at new places with new people and new experiences. And so, yeah, I'm just praying that my children meet my family, that we are covered, and God, has his fence around us.
Nah, facts. I love that. That's true too. I'm always praying for Omari's safety and stuff, especially when he's not around me. He's not going to any summer camps, but therapy. He's been doing this thing where like he's been head banging lately, which praying for that. We're praying for like all his little anxiety things like head banging, grinding his teeth, that they go away. And also praying for like just more like focus at work still. Like I've been doing good at work. Work has been very busy, but it could be better. So I've been giving this whole year to God and beyond, but we're focused on this year right now. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, God is yours. If you want me to be successful, if you want me to, ma'am, oh my God, I thought she stopped it. This is Rhaenyra, my kitty cat. Hi.
Oh my goodness. Black people and their cats. I'll never be ready.
What was I saying? Oh, but I was giving God this year because I'm like, look, I'm working hard, right? But I know I need him involved. Like it's everything. So I'm like, I'm giving you the year, but I'm whatever you throw me the ball, I'm picking it up. Like my phone ringing, I'm answering it. I'm doing this. I'm following up on my leads. I'm doing everything they asking of me, and just hoping God fills in the rest of the blanks. 'Cause my budget is like, say my budget is
Mm.
like percent increase. Your girl's like at 10. It's okay though. I'm up, but I need to be upper, upper. So that's what I'm praying for on a regular basis and just, all the things. But with that being said, we will be back next week with more of chapter 5 of Matthew, with us being the salt and light of the earth. I'm very excited about that. For with that being said, do all the things, like, comment, leave a comment, do whatever, run it up, follow us, do all the things. And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for tuning in to The Word with Wiggy. We love learning with you. The Word with Wiggy is available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever else you consume podcasts. We hope you enjoyed this episode and that you subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Don't forget to like and comment on YouTube and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. See you next week, and don't forget to read your Bible.